The whole purpose here today is to teach you to be more profitable and make more money. Okay? That's my whole goal as a broker, is for you to be more profitable and have a better lifestyle than you did the day before, the year before, where we met you, all those things. We want you to have it all. Now, here's part of the problem. Sometimes I occasionally want people to have it all more than they want to have it all. Okay? So please, if I've ever done anything bad, which I'm looking at everybody like everybody's going to say something, it's only because I need you to understand, for you to be what you want to end up, you've got to be your toughest critic. And see, that's the bitter pill, because most everybody, so we're going to start there, right? We're starting right there. This is the nugget that's going to turn the corner for you. You've got to be tougher on you than everybody else. So once you get that in your game, things are going to change. Stuff is going to improve. People are going to say, wow, Josh is making this look easy, right? So that's like number one. You've got to be firm on you, because you are your employee. Now, see, you don't think about it like that, but way back when, and Kevin will remember this, I took Kevin on a 3-hour listing appointment one time, and I think I ended up getting it, and Jesus, I should have never got it. It was impossible to sell. Remember that old ugly house? Yeah, the road coming in went down, and the road, I mean, like, nobody's going to buy this, and guess what? Nobody bought it. Nobody bought it. I wasted a lot of time and energy, and I showed Kevin what a 180-minute listing presentation is all about. It was great, wasn't it? I woke him up twice, Benjamin. Okay, all right, now here comes the dessert. You got 5 rules, and if you just take these 5, so I want you to write these down because it's a little bit simple. Rule number 1, you've got to have daily quiet time at your desk. Okay? Daily quiet time at your desk. All right? You guys, if I said, hey, you've got to go to New Mexico, would you just hop in the car and go 120 miles an hour? No, you'd figure out, how do I get to New Mexico? What am I going to do? Do I have my credit card? Do I have my suitcase? Do I have my toothbrush? You get ready, right? People start their day, hop right on their email, and then they get caught up in what they think, what they have formed in their mind is the real estate business, right? You get right on your email, and then the day's gone. All right. Number 2, you have to have quiet time for your outbound calls. And I'm going to break it down a lot more, but you've got to have time at your desk for outbound phone calls. That's like number 1. That's elementary to making a profit in our business. If you're not voice to voice, somebody's beating you. Okay, you can try it. If you're not voice to voice, face to face is better. Okay. Number 3, you must have a scripted plan for your day. Okay. And we're going to dig into that a little bit. But this is just your cheat sheet. Scripted plan for day. Number 4, here's the one that got Jake Sklar from being a new kid that I was very worried about to a listing machine. One-man wrecking crew from Mechanicsville, even in his short pants today. You need 4 hours of income producing activities a day. Okay, now this isn't for being a pretty good you. This is for being the best you can be in real estate. So if you want to be the best you, then you got to put yourself in a position to win. All right, just so you know, income producing activities are only, okay, finding buyers, finding sellers, showing property, and writing contracts, okay? Working out your contract. Those are the only 4 things that pay, all right? There's all sorts of things that lead to those, But you got to do 4 hours of income producing activities. And see what we normally say that we're doing. Let me cut that off. I apologize. I have all my notes here. If we say we're busy, we might be. If we really track the 4 hours of income producing activities, finding sellers, when I go on 7240 Lee Davis Road, there's a few people that always ask me a lot of questions. They're wonderful people. Jake, Ian. And what do I say? What are we listing today, fellas? What are we listing today, fellas? Jeff Henderson gives me a cross-eyed look occasionally. Hey, Jeff, you listing anything today? What are we listing today, Jeff? Right? We need to list. You need to list. That is the whole game. Okay? And you're going to say, wait a minute, Mike. I got to worry about, I want to make everybody happy. Getting people what they want and the time they want is what they want you to do. That's how you make them happy. Okay? We want to treat them great. You want to treat them right. What is the number one thing they're relying on you to do? Get them what they want when they want. Right? Get them what they want. You want to get them what they want. Doesn't just mean the house. It means the house, the terms, the deals, the headaches, the problems. They want it like they want it, right, Kevin? That's what our deal is. Okay? Number 5. Oh gosh. Constantly improve your lead follow-up and service. Okay? Now, see, I stumble on some of this stuff, I don't know if I want a but or and there. When there is a problem, when there's an issue, okay? People don't remember you for the sissy stuff. Oh yeah, Croco called me every Monday. He was great. He was wonderful. It's unbelievable, right? They're not gonna refer to that, okay? We had a problem with the septic. Mike's big butt was right in the damn hole with Dallas Melton, and they were getting it fixed. They marked it off. They stopped it. They staked it. They pumped it. It's all done. Mike called me at 9 o'clock last night and said it's all over with. The patient has survived. We put the paddles on the deal, and we're still going to close, okay? You need to want to be the superhero in the deal, okay? Now, if you're doing a great, great job and everything goes smooth and there's no need to be the superhero, then that's good too. I'm just telling you, the people that refer me the most, that like me the most, had the most screwed up problems of all. The people that have issues and problems and things that you get in there when they need you, right? Because don't most of your clients hit the panic button, okay? Now here's the kicker. When they hit the panic button and you don't call them back for 2 days, then you're the problem because they're going to bash you, right? Even if you didn't do it. But when you are the one that solves it and gets engaged, and be proactive, all right? So now we're going to break down a few of these things, and I've still got 25 minutes, okay? Now we're going to make all these things a little better. That's what you got to do every day, so you know what your game is, all right? So how are we going to get all these things done to be more profitable? You need to do the simple stuff. You're going to treat people the way you want to be treated. And that doesn't mean are you nice. That doesn't mean do you roll over and give them everything they want. That's not what that means. Are you doing your job, and are you anticipating and staying ahead and keeping them informed and doing all the things that people want you to do and that you'd want, right? Some of my clients are just, they got nothing. They don't think about anything. And when I call them at 8 in the morning and they think I'm busy, because people say, oh, Mike, you're busy. I'm like, well, I'm not busy. You've got to get it in your brain. You are not busy and you are ready to help. You are not busy and you're ready for another appointment. When you start thinking you're too busy and when you start mouthing off to people about how busy you are, you should go to the bathroom, look yourself in the mirror, and slap the crap out of yourself, because that is repellent. It is repellent. I'm so busy. I don't have time. Get that out of your game. Get it out of your game. You got as much time as everybody else. I can do anything I want to do. Would y'all agree? Like, you can do anything you want to do. Now we've got to rework your brains, rewire your brains, because you're just doing the wrong stuff, right? And that's all of us. See, Abby is here. Bless her little heart. She's heard this 1,000 times in her life. It is easy to be right. It's easy to be right. Easiest thing in the world. What's the hardest thing in the world? To do what's right. Oh gosh. Yeah, think about banana pudding again, right? I know that I'm not supposed to eat banana pudding. I just told y'all if I get around banana pudding, I eat it first. Okay? I know I shouldn't eat the banana pudding, but I jump right on it, Kevin. Just jump right on it. Okay? So everybody knows what they should be doing, but they don't. Would you agree? So my question to you is, if you want to be more profitable, if you want to have more time off, if you want all the dreams in your head to take care of yourself and your family, your friends, your mama, your grandmama, whoever you're going to take care of, whatever you want to be successful for, or just to feel good, or whatever you want, are you willing to change? And see, that's another easy one, and it's also a sensitive one, right? Everybody wants to wear, and Jake's going to yell at me. Jake, this is not purposely directed at you, Mr. Sklar. Jake's wearing short pants today. I wore short pants yesterday. And then I said, what a hypocrite. Benjamin told me to go old school on some things that we sometimes slip around here. And see, I wore the part. Does this look old school? Anybody? These are white bucks. White bucks. Can it get any more old school than white bucks? All right. If you guys watch The Godfather, Sonny got killed in a pair of white bucks, I think. I think he was wearing white bucks, if you watch that. All right. All right. What we've got to do is change. And nobody wants to change themselves, okay? Everybody in here that's married, raise your hand. Does your spouse have a list of things they'd like to change about you? Do they have a list, like a ready-made list? Like if I called them and said, hello, what would you like to change about Jeff Henderson? I mean, man, it would be boom, 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 okay? And then, Jeff, what do you think you should improve on? I don't know, I'm a pretty good guy. People are so easy on them, but they're so critical on their other. You know what I'm saying? So like if my wife does something to aggravate me, man, I could go to it just like that. Boom. I'm right on it. And then I can walk past 10 things she's been correcting me on to go to the problem where she didn't do what I wanted her to do, right? We can just talk, and I want to talk about that. And what does she want to talk about? She wants to talk about what I did, right? Or what I'm not doing. Or I have a dressing table. It's unbelievable, Croco. I have a bench. It looks like a country club bench. It's about 4 foot long. Typically, it's got a rotation of things like this. Benjamin Rogers would slit his wrist. It's unbelievable. I got socks. I got T-shirts, and it's all the stuff I like, Larry. It's not like I'm buying stuff or whatever. It's just the stuff I like, and I rotate it around, sit. You sometimes have to move a stack to sit. She can't deal with it. It's like my favorite thing in my whole house is I have a little 4 foot bench with all my stuff on it, right? Okay, so now we're back to you. What are we going to change? How are you going to make more money? All right, planning. All right, planning just speaks to itself, right? That's the one, planning, okay? Number one, planning. Guess what? Do it. Rate your plan. Like right now, just put planning and then put a number beside it. How would you rate yourself on quality planning? How would you rate yourself on quality planning? 1 to 10, Ian. 1 to 10. How's your planning? Okay? All right. Next, how's your prospecting? Prospecting. Please don't ask me what that is. What's your prospecting? 1 to 10. Okay? How's your skills? How's your objection handling? How's your listing presentation? How's your prospecting scripts? What do you do to generate leads? How's your skills, 1 to 10? Time management. Wow. Time management, 1 to 10. How are you doing? Then even the worst one, accountability. Accountability. 1 to 10. How you rate yourself on your accountability to you, not your accountability to others. Because see, most of us do a bang up job, and the people we deal with hold us accountable to our actions, and we do a pretty good job. How about your accountability to you, right? Okay. Now, this is what's going to hurt. Uh, Everything, and maybe it's just everything I see. Maybe they just target me on Facebook. Okay. All right. Every commercial on TV and everything I see seems to be talking about sugar. Would you agree? They might not say the word sugar, but every pill, drug, shortcut, program, whatever, you know, the one common thing is you got to get the sugar out. The sugar is a big problem for all sorts of things, right? You know, and food is the easy one for me because I've always struggled because I'm just weak. I say I like it. I say I like it. I say all these things. Everything you always hear, right? What I'm describing to you in the real estate world is the same thing as a no sugar diet, okay? You cannot argue with the facts, right? Real estate is as clear cut as, will a no sugar diet work for me? Of course it will. Of course it will, right? The real estate business is that clear cut. Now what you've got to do, we talked about change. I gave you some rules. We talked about things to grade yourself, okay? Now, what are you willing to change about each of those things you just rated yourself? Anybody brave enough to share what they gave themselves on prospecting? Benjamin, what you got?
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. Okay, 3 out of 10. Benjamin, what is one thing that's good about your prospecting?
I have time block every week to do it.
Okay, great. What's one thing that's not so good about your prospecting?
I'm very quick to move it.
Huh?
I'm very quick to move it.
Okay, you're very quick to move the time block.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or I'll let things
you
go
skip.
into it.
Yeah, it's not sacred.
Yeah, I'll like a lot. Something will fade over into it, or I'll get a different call and move on to something
Okay.
else. And, yeah.
All right, remember we went back to treat people the way you want to be treated? Who's the number one person you should treat the way you want to be treated? Benjamin. Benjamin needs to treat Benjamin well, okay? I know that sounds crazy, right? Carrie needs to treat Carrie well. And I'm not certain if well works there, but it kind of sounds good. Is that the right word to plug in there? You know what I'm saying? You know, I would say good. Treat me good. I want to be treated good, right? Now, the problem is some of us treat others better than we treat ourselves, okay? Some of us will bend for the noisy ones. Some of us will whatever. But you got to remember, you've got to treat you good for you to like all of it, okay? For you to like all of it. And I don't mean buying stuff for yourself or, you know, certainly you should reward yourself. You should always think, but you know what I mean? You got to treat you good, right? You got to be willing to tell somebody, you know what? This isn't working. And see, y'all probably, some of you know who Uncle Si is off of Duck Commander, okay? Y'all know who Uncle Si is? My favorite thing Uncle Si ever said is, it's not me, it's you. It's not me, it's you, okay? That is really, really hard for a realtor to deal with. It's hard to tell people, it's not me that's screwing this deal up. It's you, all right? Now, you need to deliver that so that it doesn't end up in a screaming match. But that is the difference between realtors that can solve and solution and win and close and make it all go, right? You know, you got to be able to tell. I had to talk to a lawyer yesterday. So when I talk to lawyers on the phone, One, Joe is great. That's why I asked Joe to come here. I said, Joe, people don't know how good we got it that we can get you. Okay? So this is a guy, and he's at a fancy law firm, and basically he gave me a 5-minute soliloquy on how smart he was and how dumb realtors were. And I said, sir, I'm going to have to ask you to hit the pause button. And with all due respect, and I mean all due respect, this is not your field and you're way out of line here. You don't know what you're doing. You're screwing up for your client. I realize you're a great trust attorney. You're trying to practice real estate right now and you don't know your head from your blank. I said, we got to solve it, and you've got to look at the title policy. You got to look at the facts, and you got to send me an email with 3 bullet points and a document for us to sign. We are not going to solve it. We are not going to finish it. Nobody's going to get what they want. And I'm going to call everybody and say, everybody downstream and say, the lawyer doesn't know what he's doing because he haven't given us the resolution to solve the title issue. Okay? We need a plan, and you need to make a plan. I don't care where you went to law school. I need a plan. How are we going to solve this? Okay? Now, he's mad at me, but guess what? I got an email. My gosh, he typed that thing for about 30 minutes. I got an exact email. I got everything I need, and I got an option A and an option B and 2 addendums, okay? You've got to treat yourself right, be firm. See, these are all things people don't want to hear, right? Nobody wants it to be firm. You know, be ugly. Firm and ugly are 2 separate things, right? But you break it down, you got to be firm. Now, most of all, and I asked Benjamin because I knew he'd kind of give me that answer. It wasn't rehearsed like Logan's wrestling. Where's Logan? Okay, it wasn't rehearsed. But I knew what I was going to get, right? Okay? You've got to hold yourself accountable if you're going to get what you want. And you've got to decide what you're going to change. All right? All right, now one more little thing to tie in there is we just said the easiest thing to do is to be right. State the obvious, Mr. Obvious, right? State the obvious. And the hard thing is to actually do it. So if I was you, I would look at these little notes and I would say, how did I grade myself? And then figure out which ones are keeping you. They're all keeping you from where you want to be, but which ones can we solve the fastest? I'd only pick a couple, okay? I know y'all think I've only read 2 books, but that's a lie. I've read more, read 3, Jake. There's a book that says you can't work on but so much at one time, okay? Let's pick 2 things that are holding you back and let's solve them. Let's work on them. Let's hammer it out, okay? Let's hammer it out. Now, Benjamin and HTU Training has said they're going to let me do 8:30 Tuesday morning at Carytown, and its coffee is for closers. I don't even know what a closer is probably, and certainly you don't know the joke of coffee is for closers. It's in a movie. It's in a movie back in the 80s. All right, but we got to get down and dirty on fixing some stuff, and we got to get really rough on getting you where you need to be, right? It ain't gonna do me any good to tell you where you need to be. You've got to tell you where am I now? Where do I want to be? And then we got to put an action plan in place to get there. Okay? Now I'm going to tell you, lead follow-up is number 1 in money lost. Okay? Lead follow-up. You need to do lead follow-up to your top 10 people 3 times a week. If you're not calling them and smothering them and acting like you're in a game 3 times a week and picking the conversation up right where you left off, they are gone, okay? You're probably weak and you're not getting a buyer agency signed, okay? So that's even, I am weak on buyer agency agreements because I'm so weird. I want them to love me. I want them to want me to do the deal. And I'll tell them, hey, if you want me, I want you. But see, you got to have a conversation. If you want me to help you, I'm going to do it. The first time you're not working with me, I won't be working with you. You got my cell, you got my phone. Don't email me. I get too many. Here's my cell. Text me. The email is too much. You need me, you text me, you call me. Okay? So that's how I do it. You got to figure out how you're going to do it. But I do good lead follow-up with my hot list. And I'm terrible on my lukewarm list. Okay? I've got software, I got dumb stuff, I got whatever. But my hot list, I'm on. Period. End of story. My hot list, if I want them, I'm gonna do what I got to do. All right. Now Sarah Wall was supposed to tell me what when you got here today.
Get her done.
Get her done. Okay. Get her done. All right. Here's the problem with realtors. Sometimes we aren't willing to do what it takes to get her done. Okay. Every client, every buyer, every situation is going to be different. If you could treat them all the same, it might not work for you. Now, if you do a lot and you do a lot of reps and a lot of calls and you're prospecting so much that you have a strong, steady stream of qualified, motivated people, well, then you can do it another way. But if you're not filling the basket with great leads and big prospects, you got to get it done, right? Okay? Now, remember I told you nobody in this room is too busy. Okay? When you have something that's not going the way you want, what most people do is they want to stare at the problem and they want to talk about it. Okay? Would you put that in the get her done category? You know what I'm saying? So when you got a problem, let me tell you what you do. You set your alarm clock for 4:30 in the morning. You get your butt out of bed. You figure out what you got to do to get where you need to be. Because see, once I'm at this and it's steady, I'm walking around like Sklar wearing shorts. I ain't worried about it. It's going good. Boom, going. Okay? I got up at 4:31 this morning and I didn't set my alarm clock. I got enough SHIT rolling in my head and on all my 15 pads, and it's all good. And I got two choices. I can either get it done or it's going to go away. Okay? So Mike Ferry told me 100 years ago, leads, prospects, deals, it's all like bananas. Okay? It's all like bananas. Who likes bananas? Guys that a banana pudding, right? Larry? Larry doesn't even eat pudding, sucker. Huh? I'm going to eat some pudding today. I'm dreaming about it.
You've been clear about that.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to need suspenders. I'm going to need suspenders next week. All right, but let's talk about bananas. All right, everybody you talk to, every hard-earned lead you get, okay? They're exactly like bananas. They are no good to you until what? Huh? No. Until it's perfect. Until it's ripe. I mean, you don't want a green banana. They taste terrible. No, maybe some people like them. I don't. There is a stage. If you like bananas, everybody has a thing, right? I want 4 brown dots on the outside. So as soon as I get 4 brown dots, I'll eat 6 bananas, Larry. I mean, I'm like, Kate, why can't you just get 4 every time you go to the grocery store so I can keep them in rotation? She'll bring 2 bunches of green bananas, and then I'm watching them. Oh shit, I got 6 of them today. Boom. I mean, I'm eating bananas. I got peanut butter and banana. I'm eating bananas. I mean, you know, because I don't like it when they get 15 black dots on them. I just like 5 or 6 dots on them, okay? So that's exactly how you got to watch your leads, okay? So y'all can laugh. You'll never forget it. That's how sensitive your leads are. If you're not there, if you're not following up, if you're not anticipating what they need, it's going to be just like a banana. You're going to ride down the road and you're going to cry because guess what? You're going to see somebody else's sign on it. You know? And then you make the thing, oh, you can't get them all. Well, yeah, you could. If you paid attention to digital lead follow-up 3 times a week. You know what I mean? Who's got to be hard on you? Yeah. You got to be hardest on you, right? Okay. A couple of things we're going to move quick. You need to write down how you can improve and what you're willing to do. Okay. You need to keep it simple. Everybody wants to go to the fancy stuff. It's not fancy. Okay. And see, uh, Molly Chenault was worried to death. She goes, "Oh my gosh, you got to do training and you got all this going on. You got something." I'm like, I was born for this. This is all I got. This is my whole game. I don't have anything fancy. This is my whole game. I am going to talk to, call, and ask for more leads is my game. All right? You got to have a game. All right? We got all this wonderful stuff that's fancy, and we also have an Infinity training book, and some of you got 30-day jump start. You got all these things. Okay? I use this all the time. Your managers have it. Ask your managers or grab one or make something that works for you. But you have to have a start point every day, right? That's a groovy sheet there. Okay. Anybody, and you can say it right now, you can show of hands, who thinks I'm pretty simple or close to a simpleton? You ain't gonna hurt my feelings. Yeah, not gonna hurt my feelings. That's the greatest thing in the world. 5-minute jobs is my career. Okay? Now you might think you're smart. All right? This job is about hustle and enthusiasm. Okay? Now you got to know what you're doing and you got to be able to do certain things, but that's assumed. The people that hustle and have more enthusiasm win. End of story. The people that go for it win. The people that do the income producing things first win. Okay? Now, winning is different for everybody. And the reason I say win, in your brain, you know if you're getting better or not. This is good for my business or not, right? Okay? Now, I've been wearing shorts. It's 100 degrees. I've been miserable like everybody else. I dressed up for you today to make a point. If you want to be the best you don't need me to tell you. If you want, you can sign up for my team. I'm mean as crap on Mondays, aren't I, Mr. Sklar? I'm mean to Jake so much that my wife feels sorry for him. It's terrible. Jeff's got kids at home, so I have to be a little more sensitive to him. I don't want to make him upset. Sklar doesn't even have a dog, so I wear him out. All right? You can do it, okay? You can be and you can do, and we got 2 minutes, so here we go. We're going to rip it. This right here is the only thing that matters. Lock down 10 hours a week. Change your life. Lock down to the 10 hours a week, and I would have on my page 1 to 24, and this is the simplest and best way. 1 to 24, keep it to 5 minutes, and do 24 tasks to get a lead or set an appointment. 24 tasks to get a lead or set an appointment, and then you could go golfing, then you could go to the gym, then you could do whatever. Do not skip that. 1 to 24, 5 minutes, and get it done. I have a little phone booth, all right? Some people think I'm dumb because I have an office and I bought a phone booth. It's in my office, right? If I get in there and rip it, my 24 calls, I am never in there 2 hours because there ain't nothing to do in there but call. And I rip it, okay? Now, if I want to, my whole life, I knew my numbers. If you need 2 appointments a day, 10 a week, working a 5-day week, I think that'll yield 1 sale, okay? It's going to hurt everybody's feelings. You need 10 appointments to get 1 sale. Yeah, you can say all you want. People say all these things. You need 10 appointments to get a sale. And that's me, right? That's me. Yours may be different, but you might not know what yours is. Now, I will tell you this. When I am locking it down and setting 2 appointments a day, when I was young, if I had 2 appointments for the next day, I would leave. It was a really good system, Kevin. It was a great system. If I had 2 appointments, and I don't mean like coffee appointments or crap like that, income producing, meeting with a buyer or a seller, right? If I had 2 appointments, I would go do anything I wanted to do. And then that made me get the 2 appointments, and then I would go home. But if I didn't get the 2 appointments, I would stay until I had 2 appointments. If I wanted to take off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I had to get my 6 appointments on the book. Simple system, but I was rigid about it, okay? Because back then, people said you couldn't do a deal a week. Whole companies were trying to do a deal a week, right? I mean, because you get paid good. You guys still know that, right? We get paid good. Why not get paid once a week? So if you try for one a month, then it's not going to work. I would try for one a day. That's the last thing that I'm going to say because I don't hurt anybody's feelings. You got to try to get one deal a day, every day. And you got to try hard to get one deal a day. And see, when I say that, people go, why, what? I'm just lying to you so many ways. I got to say 2 more things. You've got to try to put a sign up every single day. Think about how your day just changed if you're going to try to list one house a day. And see, it's a mindset shift, and then everything else changes. Because if you're going to get one a day, you got to do something different. All right? You're not going to get one every day. But you hit what you're aiming at. If you're not trying, you know you're not going to get it, right? You know, what happens? You come in, you turn your computer on, you chit-chat, you do some stuff. I used to go to the Chinese buffet. I used to love that. Spend a few hours, spread it out. Next thing you know, the whole day's gone. When I got to do something, I get up at 4:30 in the morning, and I'm knocking it out, right? So you got to get that focus. You're going to get one a day. All right, if you want to make an extra $100,000, who would like to make an extra $100,000 in the next 12 months? Okay. Who here pretends they work 20 hours a day, 20 hours a week? At least. Who says everybody in for 20? Okay. Foolproof instructions to make an extra $100,000. Everybody you see or talk to, you're going to ask, when do you plan on moving? Or do you know of anybody that wants to buy or sell a house? Okay? And see, that's hurtful, isn't it? That's all it takes in today's market. 3% of the world is going to move. 4 hours a day, just people you bump into. Okay? I got 2 porta potties delivered yesterday. Darnell and his girlfriend are coming in. We're going to pre-qualify them. Okay? Nice guy. Said, I don't know if I can buy a house. I said, how much do you make? $68,000. How much does your girlfriend make? She makes more than me. I don't know. I said, yes, sir. You can buy a house, and I'll be glad to get you pre-approved. Okay? If you do this, you're going to make an extra $100,000. If you're not making $100,000, you're going to make $100,000. If you're busy as all get out and you're making $699,000, you're going to make $799 or more. You're leaving scraps everywhere. At $600,000 a sale, at $500,000 a sale, that's as simple as it gets, right? Okay. The real last thing, and it's 11:41. I'm sorry, a little long. 11:41. Okay, the real last thing. How many sources of income, how many streams of income do you have in your business? Anybody want to throw out a number? How many streams of income do you have? Okay? All right, I'm going to tell you, that's a problem. Okay? Where are your streams of income? And every fancy thing you go to, they call it something different, right? But you're in a tough business, right? Let me tell you why it's tough. You don't know what you are. You get up every morning. You're a problem solver. You're a septic specialist. You know, you're a transaction coordinator. Some of you are child care professionals, right? I mean, you got kids, you got dogs, you got all these things, and then all of a sudden, Jeff, you got to make a living, and Mike wants you to list a house a day, right? Okay? What are your streams of income, and how do you make them flow? Does that make sense? All right, think about it. You got to have streams of income, and how do you make them flow? All right? I'm going to give you some obvious things. Right? This thing here, I've used something like this my whole life because see what happens is everybody in here, you get you're like a one-trick pony. Once you get good at something, that's your whole trick. Yeah, it's your whole trick, right? I'm telling you, to make a lot of money, you need to have, because see, some things are going to be what? They're going to be hot, and then they're going to be cold, okay? It's going to work, and then it's not going to work, right? Okay? When the market was on fire, nobody wanted to go to Louisa, okay? When the market was on fire, nobody wanted to go to Louisa. They thought Stony Marshall was dumb. Stony goes all the way to Louisa, right? There was nobody out there. Stony was racking up $350,000, $450,000 deals. Guess what you're doing in Louisa now? You're doing 500 and 625 deals, right? I mean, I don't know, is that right? Like, it's gone through the roof, all right? Now, here's the other problem we got. Benjamin, smart guy, nice guy. How many $500,000 houses are within a half a mile of you?
Lots.
Lots? $500,000? Okay. How about 400,000? How many?
Oh, you mean like 500? I thought you meant like at least 500.
No, I mean,
None.
okay, let me tell you what our problem is. What can most people afford at today's interest rate? Do you know what most people can afford? What does the world afford right now?
3 to 4.
Huh?
3 to 4.
Yeah, 300,000 to 400,000. Okay. Is there a problem? Look at our office here. How many 400,000 and how many $300,000 houses are near our office? I said, Rodney, we made a tragic mistake. We have all of our offices in these really expensive neighborhoods. Okay? We got to see, and you guys have gotten used to skimming the gravy and it's all good. Okay, if you got somebody that needs to be 400 or less, do you know what a $400,000 mortgage is? I think it's like $3,190, Abby, something like that. Yeah, $3,190. Any of your friends want a $3,190 payment? That's okay. If you're making $120,000, you can't buy it. You can't buy it. That's the problem. We have to find sources that match our people, or we got to find people that match the inventory where you want to work. See the conundrum there, right? And see, Patrick Ashley, my good buddy at RCI Builders, he's like, man, and we're selling great big houses. We're selling great big price tags. And every time somebody sells a $1.2 million house, I say, I love Google. I go straight to Google. How many people in North America can afford a $1.2 million house? Stupid stuff like that, right? The number of people that can afford the Richmond market and can afford a $500,000 house is fewer and fewer and fewer. We gotta find more income streams and we gotta make a plan. And I'm telling you, each of you need to find an affordable market, an affordable area, an affordable product, or you gotta really work up in your database and get to higher prices, because first-time home buyers are different than they've ever been. That's why all these apartments are now $2,000 and $2,200, right? Most of them, $2,000 to $2,200. Well, guess what? $2,200. People used to think that's all I can pay, and now when we want to sell them a $400,000 house on Mountain Road, which I have one for $400,000 on Mountain Road, shiny, nice, $400,000. I'm like, poor guy's got to come up with $3,190 if he's FHA minimum down. I mean, think about it. I used to sell $600,000 mortgages and people would cry. And I get it's all changed and whatever. $3,190 or $2,200 and you live in a 2-bedroom apartment, right? So we need more income streams. Where do you make your money? Who do you get it from? I'm gonna read this and then I'm really gonna shut up. Okay, you either gotta do open house and do it well. That's a good one. And I would say, get her done, toughen up, stop being a baby, do open house. The number one, and the reason I got them in this order, the number one way to make $100,000 is to do 52 open houses. And do it right, do it right. Don't show up, do the minimum. One other thing, max out in everything you do. Max out, get the most out of it. Do the best you can. You know, when you do stuff and you're not gonna do it full speed, and you're not going to max out, you may as well not even do it. Checking the box doesn't work. Okay? Max out, open house. It's the greatest thing in the world. I've done thousands and thousands of open house. Okay? Now, a lot of these other things, I don't know. I'm going to give you the ones that make the most money. I would say writing land letters and calling the people that have vacant land. I would do that, number 2. But that's just 10 people a day. If you just did 10 a day, but you could do 10. People say, I don't know who to call. I don't know what to do. I'll put them in the car, and in 45 minutes, I've locked down 62 properties. Print them off, get the tax records, write them a letter. That's a week's worth. Call them all on the phone. Okay? Takes a little effort. All right? Pop buys. I appreciate your referrals from my head to my toes. That's what my team does. We only do good on pop buys a few times a year. I think we've given out 426 bags of tomatoes so far. We're going to try to, Jeff's tired of tomatoes now.
I want more. We need more.
Yeah, we're giving out tomatoes. And when you talk to somebody and you give them 4 tomatoes and it says, and they look at it, we have a nice little recipe on it. And then they look at it and it says, tomato. Oh, I get it. Oh, I get it. Yeah. When you give me leads, I appreciate that, right? Okay, so pop buys. 2, if you're going to do pop buys, 2 a day. If you want to be really good at it, Jake, do 10 a day. But you got to set them up. There's a right way and a wrong way, right? Max out. Call them, set an appointment, let them know you appreciate them. Hey, I really enjoyed working with you. I wish I had 3 of you right now. I got some people driving me crazy. You were a treat, man. I loved working with you. Can I stop by and see you and your wife? I got a little something for you. Show up with a bag of tomatoes. Simple, right? All right. All the other ones are all good, but what are some ways y'all make money? Tell me ways y'all make money. Yell it out. Anybody?
Outgoing calls to the database.
Database. Okay, if you're going to work your database, I say do it a lot, right? You got to do it a lot. You got to outwork the other guy. You got to get enough to list 1 a day, right? Okay, this little piece of paper has 10 ways to do it, and then the compounding effect. Your managers have all of these things. Pick 2 or 3, make a plan,